let's talk about, well, give me my number first. My number is 213-713-8954, 8954green at att.net. And it's pouring down here on this Thursday, the 14th of February, 2019. And I want to talk to you a minute. We need Jesus. You know, people need the Lord, Pat Boone's saying. And it's really true. I just went through a nightmare with this. Oh, I want to just scream. The guy says to be there at 7 a.m. on a Thursday. I'm here at 7 a.m. on a Thursday, and I'm here actually at 6:45. I spent an entire hour getting this little process done, and the guy's supposed to be there at 7. He's not there at 7. He gets there at 7:30. Then he proceeds to ride my backside and tell me that, you know, Mr. Bob, you are not going to do the talking. I'm going to do the talking now, and you're going to listen, and you're going to get it. And he proceeded to ride my little pony. Just a bunch of... Apparently, the phone at the desk goes to an important office, which I didn't realize. I had no idea that this phone that I was picking up was going to an important desk. I just thought it was, you know, they say here on the thing, pick up the phone and dial. So I'm picking it up, but I'm waiting. So, and I understand now looking at it real quickly, or I kind of get it. I highlighted the fact that this guy was late. He was late 30 minutes. So let's just look at it real carefully here. This guy was late 30 minutes to his job. And here I was highlighting, underlining, exclamation points. Because it's insane, absolutely insane. And he really had the hardest time with just, I asked him what the fourth letter was. It's on the form, you know, and I'm just like, so, and he thinks that he's got to spend all his time on, you know, he's right. The thing is this, is that there is a lot of administrative time and cost filling these forms out, and it's just the way it is, you know. There's nothing else I can do right now. I am absolutely just at a loss for words on what. You can hear the rain, by the way. It really, this has been an earth-moving moment here, I'll tell you, it really has. So I'm going to get off the phone, but I want to tell you that it absolutely is a punishment. This whole thing is just a punishment. To get my backside chewed out by a deputy who's, you know, is all blown up and irritated and angry, and then well, there was a man had a gun stuck in his face, and his report's been sitting on my desk for 2 weeks, and it's all your fault. I mean, like, what? Shut up. I don't have a gun. I didn't stick a gun in anybody's face. Yeah, but I got to deal with your paperwork. Well, you know what? Sorry for the guy, but I didn't stick a gun in anybody's face, and I'm sorry that guy got a gun stuck in his face, and I just want to get this done. And if it's not done correctly, if you don't do what you're supposed to do correctly, it can be a felony. It can be, you're done, you're toasted. So, you know, this guy is, you know, he's got the power position, he's got the place of power, but how does he use that power? He used it to pick on me. He used it to chew me out because he thinks that somehow or another that he's the guy and he's the man, and he's got the tie on, he's got the bluffed up shirt, all blustery, puffety. I'm telling you, this is absolutely a hellish nightmare. It really is. So I heard what he said. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. I'll never pick up that phone again. I will just stand there and wave my arms, and I'll do anything I can, but I will never pick up that phone again, ever. So I don't know how you're supposed to call attention. I guess I could try to just call him on. I don't call him on his phone either. He doesn't want you to call him on his phone either, because he's got a guy with a gun in his face he hasn't gotten to yet. I mean, south. I go to this here. So it's really, this is like very, very, very upsetting, I'll tell you. And this is just one case. The other time I went in and they actually put handcuffs on me and took me to the back and took all my stuff. That was for my birthday. I'm like, really? Really? All this is really necessary? It's just like joining Price Club. That's what Smith v. Doe said. It's like joining Price Club. It's no punishment. It's no penalty. It's like Price Club. Why don't you get a sample? These nutbags are just absolutely, and you don't even want to, you know, it's just bizarre. Bizarre, bizarre, bizarre. I feel like calling the report line, but I'm just going to keep my mouth shut because I'll just take the abuse. All right, 57 cents, here we are. I'm just going to take the abuse. I'm not going to worry about it. I mean, obviously, I pissed him off because he was late and I was highlighting his lateness. And his lateness also shows that he's not getting to the guy who had the gun stuck in the face. And, I mean, there's all these and factors. It's really incredible. He gave me credit for picking up the phone twice. I picked it up about 3 or 4 times. He thinks I want it done on my timeline. It's not my timeline. You know, it's not. I just want to make sure it's done, that's all. And then he pulls out the old, you know this one? You're the only one. You're the only one. Well, you know what? Too bad if I'm the only one. Maybe I'm the only one who has any common sense. This is not supposed to be a punishment. It's a requirement. It's got to be done, but it's not a punishment. So why make it into a punishment? And why make it a felony if you don't do it exactly on time, exactly right, exactly? I mean, it's a felony. It's worse than what I started with. That's the penalty. It's worse than what I started with. I mean, I'm sorry, but no, this is so wrong. So wrong. And I hope that you're watching this legislator or other brother who's you know, having to go through this nightmarish hell. I mean, I talked to the guy next to me there. I was waiting for about a half hour, and the guy said, "Well, I'm on lifetime." He's lifetime. He doesn't even realize that he could be off. You know, that he could, you know, get his requirement removed. So yeah, it's going later and later and later here. All right, I gotta get to the other lane. Well, I'm really disappointed because it's just like, this is not needed. And yeah, I have other appointments. You schedule. I think I'm gonna type it out. I'm definitely gonna write to him a brief email. I'm gonna apologize. I'm gonna tell him exactly what happened. I had another appointment scheduled today prior, already ready to go in Diamond Bar. It's a rainy day. I just thought I'd get in at 7, be out by 7:30. I didn't start till 7:30. So, you know, I'm just trying to be on time and do my best. And I wasn't sure if you realized, you know, but I'm sorry to hear about the guy with the gun, and I don't know, I probably just keep my mouth shut because he told me to keep my mouth shut. He says, "Your business here is done, mister. Your business here is done. Your business here is done." That's what he said. It's just so... He's really pissed. He's really, really angry, that guy. And that's not going to solve anything. Being angry is not going to solve anything. Being assertive certainly is, and he was certainly assertive. He certainly used all the power of his office, and you know, he did that. He did that very effectively. He used all the power of his office for sure. You know, he's got the gun. He's got the whole 9 yards. He's the guy in charge. You got to see it from my point of view that I'm not living in my home. I am alone in the world, and that this is the way they want to do it. You know, if I wasn't on this registry thing, I could do whatever I want. I could travel. I could move around. I could go on a trip for a long time. I could do whatever I wanted to do. But the fact is because of this punishment, because this additional punishment, I don't have that freedom. I've got to stay within a leash's call of. It's very upsetting. All right, well, let me analyze this one more time. So the deputy was very irritated because he was late. Then he gets there and he's got me bing, 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 bugging him because he's not there, which I think is perfectly acceptable. If you're late, you know, it's not right to be late. You know, I wasn't the one that was there, you know, 30 minutes late. And then he tried to turn it around on me and make it seem like, well, you want it done when you want it done. No, I don't. I came in and the policy had changed. That's simply not the, you know, that's not the case. The policy had changed. I'm really tempted to call the supervisor or call the comment line and make note of this fellow because it's not right. You know, I come in on my time. They tell me come in on Thursday. I came in on Thursday. They have me wait a half hour. Then the guy rides me and chews my backside out about how I'm, you know, this, I'm that. He's making all these assumptions. And you can't let people make assumptions. He can make them. I was really getting irritated. I was getting fired up right there with the deputy. I was like, you know, this is not a joke. This is very serious. It's not something you just take lightly. Oh yeah, well, whatever. Que sera, sera. No, there's no que sera, sera. It's got to be done correctly. It's got to be done on time. It's got to be done right. If it's not, there's a big, big trouble here. So I obviously make it as efficient as I can. I sign everything and I do everything. So and he's probably really irritated too because the other fella who was there before him is gone. So now he's stuck doing this garbage job. You know, the deputy is stuck doing a garbage job. I know what I'll do. I'll write him a really nice thank you. I'll thank him, and I'll explain myself and why we had the little bit of confusion. I can do that. I can write him a nice thank you, and I'll get him a box of, you know, C's candies to say I'm sorry. And I think I should do that. I should just write to him a quick note, explain to him, you know, what's going on and what happened, and then thank him for his patience. But this is absolutely, it's a nerve-wracking thing to have to go through. And he thinks I want it done on my time frame. I don't. It was news to me. It was news to me that they changed the day. I mean, up until I walked in, they had this little sticker there. This person's not even watching. They're never going to get in. They want to get in, but they're looking the opposite way. So I'm just analyzing this with you. I'm just processing, trying to process this whole thing. The guy's irritated because he has to take time away from real crimes to deal with this paperwork issue. He's irritated because I highlighted his deal by dialing the 911 on multiple occasions. There's nothing on there that says 911. It says pick up the desk phone and make a call. I've been here for, you know, over a year. No one's ever told me that was a 911 line. So that's another point. And then somehow he feels like I'm entitled somehow. I mean, I don't feel entitled. But I got that same thing with the other deputy when I first got there. I'm going to violate you. I'm going to violate you. I'm going to... And they just want to growl and scream as loud as they can. So I guess get people to not be metal, you know. And but they're metal as they're trying to get people not to be metal. They're metal themselves because they don't understand that, you know, I get there at 6:45. I'm there ready to go at 7 a.m. on the dime. I'm waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. I call in originally because there's nobody at the desk. That's one call. Then I check back about 20 minutes later, a second time. All right. And then the last time, yeah, I left you a message because I wanted you to know what was actually going on, because I do feel it's very, very important. It is very, very important. It's absolutely critical. You know, you don't mess around with a felony. You don't mess around with a felony. You don't just, oh, well, you know. I've seen guys there at the desk crying because they got convicted of a felony. They didn't do it right. You got to do exactly right. You cannot mess around. You don't mess around. You don't mess around. You got to do everything just exactly the way they say. So your business is concluded here now, Mr. Sealer. You're done now. It's really, really something. It's just crazy. And you wonder why we need Jesus. Why do we need Jesus? Why do we need God to help us? Well, because this is the world we live in. People feel overwhelmed and frustrated and angry and really pissed. And they're just like, they want to take it out on other people. This deputy wants to take it out on me.